I'm back. It is day number 2. I can't remember where I left off last night because I am old and my memory's shot. But I think that we had done the corals last night and I was going into the pinks. So, yeah, so the next blush that I have for you is another Be Matte blush from City Color Cosmetics, and this one is Blood Orange. It is a pinky coral. Once again, you can get this at the City Color website. You can get it at iKate House. You can also get it at Beauty Joint. That's where I got mine for $3.99. Yeah, this one is actually a lot softer than, see what I told you about that Benefit tint? I took a shower last night and this morning, and look, it's still there. But yeah, this is what I told you, that it stays freaking forever. Alright, but yeah, this is a pinky coral Blood Orange from City Color Cosmetics. This one I actually like better than the Dragon Fruit one that I showed you before because it's not quite as dusty and the formula is a lot softer, but they're still really pigmented and you can use as little or as much as you want because it does sheer out very well, but it's also quite buildable. Once again, this is Blood Orange from City Color Cosmetics and it is $3.99. I think I did this one already, but let me do it again. This is another coral. This one is more of an orange coral. This one is from Makeup Revolution. This is $5. You can get this at Ulta. You can get it at the Makeup Revolution Tam Beauty website. And it is really soft, very buildable as well. It's almost the same color as the Blood Orange. Yeah, let me check out. So this is New Rules from Makeup Revolution, and this is Blood Orange. Like I said, this is more of a pinky coral, and this is more of an orange coral. They're pretty similar, so if you have one, you don't necessarily need the other. This one is probably easier to find because you can get it at Ulta. It is $5 though. It's about $1 less than the City Color one. But if you have both, you don't need. If you have one, you don't really need the other. Personally speaking, I prefer the Makeup Revolution one because I just love Makeup Revolution, and also the formula on that one is actually a lot softer and more finely milled, so it's, even though both are buildable, this one is more easily buildable than the City Color one. So I have a coral to show you, which is a weird coral because it's an orange coral. It is from Black Radiance Cosmetics, and I've never actually used this one because I looked at it in the pan and it scared the bejesus out of me. First of all, the name is just weird. The name of this one is what's it called? Rich Peach, but this is a very, very, very bright orange coral. Now, I've actually I've seen this in one place, and that was at Walgreens. I don't remember how much it is. Yeah, I couldn't find a price for it because I think it's $3.99 because if I'm going off of the other baked blushes on the Black Radiance website, they are $3.99, so I'm going to assume this is $3.99 also. I've never actually seen this anywhere other than Walgreens, and I got it from Walgreens. When I got it from Walgreens, it was only $1.50 because a lot of their Black Radiance stuff was on sale. But this, yeah, no, I am terrified of this blush. I mean, I can use it, but it's not even an orange coral, it's a red coral, and it's baked, so it is very pigmented. It looks like that. Yeah. And I haven't tried this one, so I don't know if you can sheer it out well or if it just goes on, you know, like that. I'm not usually a fan of baked blushes because they're too much for me. Like I usually wind up using too much because I have a tendency to go ham with my blushes, and I usually wind up using way too much. So I swatched this. On the website it looked like an orange blush, but then when I got it, I got this color and I was just like, But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful blush though, regardless of how bright it is. This is one of those, and I know I said that just about anyone can use any blush, but this blush right here, I would probably recommend for people with very, very dark skin tones. Anyone else that uses this, I'm afraid that you're probably going to have a little bit of an issue with this, just a little bit. So yeah, this one would look absolutely stunning on anyone who's like, I don't know, like a NC or a NW50. This one is for you guys. All right, so now we're going to get into the real pinks. And I'm going to start off with another Sephora collection blush, and this is number 17, Hey Jealousy. This is a super pigmented hot pink. Like all Sephora blushes, but this one is quite cool, and I actually kind of like it better because it's so cool. Is that cool? Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. I really do like this blush. This one you have to, if you're my complexion or lighter, you can still use this, but you have to use it with a very light hand. And Sephora blushes are seriously, seriously pigmented. I've never actually used a Sephora blush that I've had a problem with in terms of pigmentation. They can be a little bit dusty. There's usually a little bit of kickback, but for the most part, they're super pigmented and they tend to last all day. Like, they don't really fade at all. And this one again is Hey Jealousy Sephora collection, and it is $14. The next blush that I have is from one of my favorite UK makeup brands, and that is Illamasqua. This is Thrust. On camera it just looks like a, I don't know if you guys can see, but it is kind of it's a medium toned pink with a purple base. Now Illamasqua blushes are very pigmented. I don't use this one very often because I can't ever really gauge how much I'm using because my bathroom light is terrible, and I usually wind up putting on too much of this. But this is a very cool toned, did I say mid-toned before? I meant cool toned. It's a very cool toned purple pink that looks really great on much darker skin tones. Danielle from Style and Beauty Doctor, this is one of her favorite blushes, and that was the reason that I purchased it, because she raves about this particular shade. But when I got it, I mean, I've used it a couple of times, but it's just a little bit too much for me. So yeah, I don't really mess with it too much. It is a very mild, finely milled powder as well, and also quite buildable. This is what it looks like. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I can probably use it more often than I do. I just don't feel like messing with it. That's it. And I have a lot of pink blushes, and a lot of them are, you know, faves. This one never really got to fave status, and I tend to prefer more mauve toned blushes. So I have a bunch of mauve tones, and I actually have a mauve tone from Illamasqua that I did not show you guys, and I'm going to show it to you right now because I don't know how I forgot it. That one is a very neutral blush for me, but this one is a very beautiful blush. It is extremely finely milled, very buildable, easily sheared out as well. It's a little bit dusty, but yeah, it's a very cool toned fuchsia pink with a purple base. And this is, let's see, hold on. This is $31.28. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I have two more cream blushes to show you from, I think this is pronounced Inglot, but my French brain has had me pronouncing it Inglo for years, so I'm just going to go with that because I can't stop in midstream. But I do have two cream blushes from Inglo. These are the AMC cream blushes in number 81 and number 83. 81 is a deep mauve pink, and 83 is a deeper brown pink. These, oh my god, these are so damn pigmented. Once again, you can get these at Beautylish or on the Inglo site. I don't remember how much they are. Oh yeah, they're 13 bucks. Woohoo! So yeah, these are $13 and they are so pigmented. 81 is actually my favorite to use out of the two. Here's a swatch of it. Looks like that. So yeah, it looks like this. Dude, like seriously. Look at this in comparison to this. Like, really? Really? So yeah, you need to use a very light hand with these because they do not come out looking like what they are in the container. This one again is 81. Give you a swatch of 83. I think 83 might be closer to its pan color, or maybe not. I don't remember. Yeah, no. So that's 83. Yeah, 83 is actually closer to what it looks like in the pan, but 81 is a hot-ass pink, not that lovely little mauve shade that it looks like. These are ridiculously pigmented and they last all day. Just in general, I like Inglow makeup simply because it is high quality makeup for very reasonable prices. And once again, these can be found on Beautylish, the Inglow website, and just about anywhere that Inglow is sold. I think it's sold in a lot of places, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue to find it. But yeah, these are the business. For $13, yeah, you can't really go wrong. So the last pink that I have to show you is actually another tint from Benetint. It's actually another tint from Benefit, and this time it is Positint. It goes on like this. This is kind of one of the ones that I generally go a little bit ham with because I am dumb and I don't realize that, hey, it's a tint, it's tinting your skin, so why don't you just wait a minute to see what the color comes out looking like before you add more? Hindsight and all that. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and then when you take it off, or when you blend, you would be blending it in, not taking it off with a napkin like I'm doing right now. That's the color that you get. And like I said, with these you can blend them, you can apply them to get your desired consistency, whether you want to go away, stuck on my hand again, whether you want it to be really sheer or whether or not you want it to be super bright. And once again, this was like super surprising because I didn't expect it to work. I threw it in my cart, like I said, because, you know, I needed to get 3 tints so I could get the California blush for free. So I just kind of threw it in here. I had no intentions of wearing it, but it really surprised me. That, however, does not mean that I'm going to run out and buy Benefit stuff because, like I said, it's not a brand that I support simply because they're trash. Yeah, they're kind of trash in terms of their color offerings for anyone darker than a brown paper bag. So I tried super hard not to include anything that was limited edition in this video, simply because if it's limited edition you're not going to be able to get it, so why am I going to show it to you, make you want something that you can't get. However, because these items only came out in December, you can still find them in some places, and what I'm talking about is the Dior, what are they called? The Diorific matte fluid. These are $38. I have all of them, but I'm only showing you the ones that I know that you can still find in stores right now. This one is number 4. Wait, which one is this? Hold on. No. I'm very confused right now because I thought that this was, okay, doesn't matter. It's very similar. I have 4 of them and I'm only showing you 2. Intensity, this one right here, which I'm going to be honest, I don't wear this. I don't use this because I wasn't expecting it to be as intense as it is. It is incredibly intense. And this one is Marvel. This one is from last year's collection, the 2016 collection, but the one from this year, Glory, is another red, but this one is a very cool tone red, and Glory is more of a deeper red. If you want to see swatches of Glory, go to styleandbeautydoctor.com. I made her buy that. So she has swatches of it on her blog. I don't know if she did a video for it, but she does have swatches. This is what Glory looks like, and not Glory. This is what Marvel looks like. Glory is about, I want to say, 2 shades darker than this, and then this one is Intensity. If I do wear this, I mix it with Desire. Maybe I'll mix both of them and show you. So this is what Intensity looks like. This is actually a true purple, which is why I actually really wanted it, because very rarely do you buy a purple that's actually a purple and not a pinky purple. So I really wanted that. These are also quite buildable. They last for a very long time, and they're $38. Now, I said they were limited edition, and you can but you can still find Glory. You can still find Glory, you can still find Intensity, and you can still find, what's the other one? The other one is a Coral. You can find them at Cosbar. You can find them at Cosbar, and there's one more place that I know that you can find them. I just can't freaking remember. If I remember where it is, I'll put it, the name of the place. You can find it across the bottom of the screen. These next 3 items are 3 of my favorite cream blushes, and they fall in the, we're into pinks now. We're done with all the other, you know, mauvey corally shades, and we're definitely into pinks now. So these 3 are 3 of my favorite cream blushes. They're from Burberry. These are the Burberry lip and cheek creams. These are good for tan to medium dark skin tones. I don't know how well they will do on darker skin tones, but this one in particular, this is number 5, Peony, sorry. It looks like this. These are very buildable. They also last a very long time. Like, they don't fade during the course of the day. This is what that one looks like. This one is a very cool tone, medium pink, and it goes on like this, and then you just kind of like buff it in. And it does stay. It stays really well. This one is Peony. Actually, let me just give you swatches of all 3 side by side. That particular shade, I don't think that much darker skin tones would be able to get much use out of it. But the other 2, which are number 9, Poppy. Poppy is a, it's gross. Mine is gross because I use it a lot. Poppy is a, it's not exactly an orange. It's not exactly a coral. It's kind of, it's the color is a little bit weird. I don't really know how to describe it. These, I believe, are, I didn't look these up either because I forgot about them until about an hour ago. These, I want to say these are 38, but you know what, let me make sure. Give me 1 second and I shall be back. Okay, so these Burberry lip and cheek blooms are actually $30. There are 6 shades. I used to have 5 of them. I gave away Hydrangea because it was just too light, and I gave away, I think the other color that I gave away was, Hydrangea is number 3, by the way. It's just too light. And then the other color that I gave away was, if this damn thing would work, I would be able to tell you. Orange Blossom, which is number 7. That one was supposed to be an orange, but it was a really weird orange, like a creamsicle orange, and I was just like, no. Okay, so once again, this is number 5, Peony. Peony. I can never pronounce that word. And it looks like that. And I'm swatching it on the back of my hand because the back of my hand is much darker than my face, my arms, my chest. So I want you to get a good idea of what it would look like on a deeper skin tone than, you know, my face or whatever. Then this is number 11, Purple Tulip. This one is actually my favorite. It looks purple, and once again, I am sorry that it looks so gross because I use these a lot. It looks purple, right? But on me, it reads like a fuchsia pink with a hint of a purple undertone. But on someone darker, it would probably read more of a true purple. Someone darker with a different undertone than mine, it would probably read as more of a true purple. But I'm in love with that shade. And then the final one is Poppy, number 9, was it? Yeah, number 9, Poppy. And Poppy looks like this. Like, I can't describe that shade. It looks like a fuchsia, but it's not really a fuchsia. It's just, you just have to see this color in person. You have to see both of these colors in person. Both of these would be really nice on dark tan, a complexion like mine, or someone even darker. And like I said, these are super buildable. They are a gel formula, and they do dry down to something of a powder finish, so they don't shift. They freaking last all day. Like, I was super shocked by the texture and the consistency the first time I wore this, because I did not expect it to last more than a couple of hours, and literally I wore this probably for about 10 hours, came home, and I was just like, wow. Also, I don't know if it's something that works. Look at my fingers. My fingers are pretty stained. I also don't know if it's something that works with your body chemistry or with the heat in your body, because I find that when I use them, they tend to warm to my complexion. Because when I first tried number 5, Peony, when I first tried that, when I first saw it actually, I was about to give it away. I was all set to give it away because I was like, oh my god, that's just too light for me. And I was in the bathroom one night and I was messing around and I was just like, let me try this on. And when I tried it on, after like, I want to say 90 seconds, it was gorgeous. And I was just like, wow. Okay, so these kind of work with your body chemistry a little bit. I mean, it still has to be close enough that you can actually wear it, otherwise it's just going to look nasty. But yeah, these are $30 from Burberry, and honestly, I cannot rave about these enough. For one thing, like, the packaging is everything. Yeah, these are glass, by the way. $30. These are friggin' awesome. I forgot to say that both the Dior and the Burberry products double as lip products as well. The Burberry ones, I'm not a fan of those as lip products because they dry down to a powdery finish. The Dior ones, even though they do dry down to a powder finish, not really a powder finish, they dry down to like a matte finish, but it's not overly powdery. So they actually do look good as lip products. However, if you're going to wear any of them as a lip product, put on a lip balm underneath before you use it, because otherwise it can get very drying. Also, when you do use a lip balm, it does apply streaky, so I would say go over it once and then go back in with your fingers to the spots that need more coverage. But yeah, they do double very well as both lip and cheek products. Also, I did say that I had some palettes to show you. I'm going to start off with arguably the most expensive and wind my way down. However, this is not a fave at all. This is the Viseart, what is it, Violet Orange palette? Orange Violet palette. This is this Viseart Orange Violet palette. It is $80. It has some absolutely wonderful shades for darker skin tones in here. It's very, very good quality. I've had this palette probably about a month after it dropped, but honestly, I don't use it very much. I'm just not wowed by it. Like, I think I said before, like, I'm not very wowed by Viseart products at all. I don't know what it is. Like, I guess because they're so expensive, I purchased them thinking that they're going to floor me, and maybe my expectations are set a little bit too high, because I'm usually just like, eh. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good palette. I mean, the only real issue that I have with it is that it's super dusty. The pans are weird, so I like to use a big fluffy brush when I put blush on, because I like to diffuse my blush. Like I've said, I don't like very intense color. These are pretty intense, by the way. I don't like very intense color, so I like to use a brush that I can diffuse my blush with, and I cannot get one of my fluffy brushes in one of these pans. I usually wind up getting it in two, but this is a very good palette. I do like the addition of these two lighter shades here, simply because I don't necessarily want to use this. And I know I said I wasn't going to bring you any berry colored blushes, and I'm sorry, it was here. But simply because I don't like this color, it is too much for me. So I like to mix it with this one. I mix both of these together to get a much better shade for me. Same with this one and this one. But let me give you some swatches. Alright, so this is the violet side. That's the first one. I mean, and I can't actually use that one. I just, by itself, I just really don't. I'm just like not wowed. Yeah, see, that's that burgundy shade at the bottom, and I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. But that would look really, really nice on someone with a very, very dark skin tone. That's one of the things that I appreciate about their blushes. They actually show up on very deep skin tones, and that is always a plus. Okay, so always. Now we're going to swatch the orange side, and this is the first orange shade that I use to diffuse others. This is the middle shade, and I actually really like that. That's a very nice neutral blush for me. And then that's the orange shade right there, the last one, that I don't ever wear because and part of my problem with the Viseart blushes is, like I said, I prefer buildable blushes. I don't like full-on color all at once. I like to build up to my desired intensity, because sometimes, you know, if a blush is too pigmented and it goes on too pigmented right from the start, it's super hard to share it out. So I would much rather start on 1 and go to 100 than start on 100 and try to get back down to 1, you know what I mean? So yeah, not a fan of those blushes at all. And I'm just not wowed by the brand. That's it. Really. So if you actually watch my videos, this one will not be a surprise to you. This is the Kiko Milano face palette. I'm not going to swatch this, and I'm not really going to go into too much detail on it because I've already done a review on it, and I will post the link in the description bar. But this is what it looks like. This is the one for, this is number 3 for this is the Kiko Smart Essential Face Palette. This is number 3 for deep skin tones. And as I said before, one of the things that I loved about this palette was that they didn't give the prerequisite berry hues for dark skin. Because you know, when you have a palette, that's what they do. They throw up a whole bunch of berry hues in there for you. No, this palette had a coral, a red orange, and a bright pink. This is a contour shade, not a bronzer. This is the bronzer, but you can mix it. This is very warm. This is very cool with gray undertones, because that's what a contour should have, is gray undertones. So you can mix these together to make a more suitable bronzer. And then there is this beautiful highlighter shade. This is another palette. These Kiko blushes are also quite buildable. Stick with the powder blushes. Stay away from those cushion blushes. They really suck. But yeah, I am really a fan of Kiko powder blushes, and they are infinitely buildable. Like I said, I'm going to link it below. And this is $24, I believe. 25. It's $25 on the Kiko website. And finally, my last product is also a blush palette. This says BH Cosmetics on it, but it's not a BH Cosmetics blush palette. It is actually a BH Cosmetics blush palette that I popped all the pans out of because I went to Makeup Mania and I bought a bunch of single La Femme blushes, which there are 50 shades. If you are a brown girl, oh my god, try La Femme blushes. Good grief, why can't I open this? Yeah, these blushes are hella pigmented. They are $3.99 in the pan. No, there are $3.99 for the pan only, and they are $5.99 if you want them already in a compact. But yeah, I got all of these from Makeup Mania. I don't remember the colors because I got them so long ago, but these are all from Makeup Mania. They are all La Femme blushes. They are highly, highly pigmented. Like, look at that. Yeah, these are highly, highly pigmented blushes. Perfect for dark skin tones. Once again, the only place that I know of that you can get these is Makeup Mania. I don't know anywhere else to get them from, but like I said, there are 50 shades. It is a little bit overwhelming. These are also highly buildable, but there are, you do get a lot of color in one swatch, which is why I don't really use these very much, because I am very heavy-handed. I'm very, very heavy-handed. So that's part of the reason why I prefer buildable blushes. But these are freaking excellent quality. For $3.99, seriously, like I was really shocked when I first got these because I wasn't expecting them to be that good. I got them at a time when everybody was raving about La Femme blushes, and it seems like people have actually forgotten about them, but at the time everybody was getting them because they were so cheap and so pigmented. But the quality hasn't slipped, so I don't know why everyone's forgotten about them. But these are really, really good quality. Once again, they are $3.99 for just the pan and $5.99 if you want them in a compact, and you can get them at makeupmania.com. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. But we made it. We got through it. I hope that this was helpful. Because like I said, you know, I was on Twitter and a lot of women of color were on there talking. And by the way, women of color is not synonymous with black women. There's, you know, there's a difference. There's black women and then there's women of color, of which black women are a part of it. So when I say women of color, I'm talking about Latinas, black women, South Asian women, Asian women, women of color. So, hopefully this was helpful to anyone with a tan to medium dark to dark skin tone, so that you can see what blushes are out there that you guys can wear, you know, what blushes will look good on you. I hope I gave you enough choices. If you have any questions, there is the comment section below. Ask me. Once again, I have a ton of blushes, so chances are if there's something that you want to see that I haven't showed you here today, I've got it. I got it. Just ask. I'll show you. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you today. And as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.